When we hear Poseidon, we usually think of the sea, filled with turbulences and storms, either because we did something to displease him or because we didn't offer any sacrifices to appease him. In the past, he definitely was the most important god to be at good terms with whenever you went to sea, either for travel or business trip or to do your work, whatever it was. You wanted to make sure that you do not anger the god of the sea. However, even though we don't hold as superstitious as we used to, Poseidon still holds as much importance today as he did back in the old days. So metaphorically speaking, he's still the god inside of us that should be treated with the according respect. Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jada. In this series, we're diving into the ancient Greek myths to explore the archetypes within ourselves to better understand ourselves. So if you haven't watched the introduction video, I'm going to link it up above and down below so you get a better understanding on what this series is about. And also I'm going to link the playlist of this Greek series so you can watch all the other videos as well. Throughout the myths, Poseidon has always been known for his fierce temper and also for his temper to last a very long time. So it wasn't easy to appease him or calm him down once he was upset. One of the more known stories is that of the Odyssey, where he was upset with Odysseus for blinding one of his sons. He was so upset that he created this huge storm which would basically prevent Odysseus from coming home. And it took another intervention from Zeus and even Athena to allow the storm to calm down so that Odysseus could finally go home to his family. Another myth would be concerning the myth with Ares, where Ares killed one of his sons because that son assaulted his daughter. So Ares was super upset and was like, I'm not going to deal with this, and he basically killed Poseidon's son, and Poseidon was like incredibly furious to the point where they brought Ares to court and basically had a trial for him for killing Poseidon's son. Now, the interesting part about this is that at that point, a trial like a court wasn't even a real thing. So basically the god had to invent the principle of court of a trial so they could deal with this matter. And it was all because Poseidon was so upset and he would not let go of the matter until he had found justice. The irony is that in the end, the outcome of the trial was actually in Ares' favor and not even Poseidon's. So Poseidon basically represents our inner world in terms of emotions, our emotional intensity, but also our creative power. Just like the ocean, he could either be very serene or calm, or he could explode and create an incredible storm. And it's the same with our emotion. They can be very unpredictable. There can be like one moment where everything is fine, and the next one they just burst out of it, and they can last for a very long time. So on one side, Poseidon encourages us to get in touch with our feelings, to recognize both the power of passion and introspection. At the same time, he also teaches us respect for our inner emotions, for intensity that they can build up to or show themselves as. So it's also a lot about respecting those emotions instead of suppressing them, thinking it's going to be fine. Because just like Poseidon, there's going to come this point where it all explodes. By embracing this archetype, we basically allow ourselves to navigate our inner world with compassion and purpose, instead of just outbursts of emotion when we can't bottle them up anymore. Usually very creative people have a strong Poseidon inside of them. The reason for that is that Poseidon, basically the sea, represents our subconscious mind. And it's said that the creativity comes from our subconscious mind. Artists could be the people that feel the influence of Poseidon stronger than others. A balanced Poseidon allows us to get in touch with our emotions without necessarily getting too attached to them or getting carried away by them. He's also the one helping us tap into our creativity to create something from nothing. An overemphasized Poseidon might display uncontrollable emotion, a tendency to hold on to those negative emotions, but also an inclination towards drama. A suppressed Poseidon, on the other side, may feel emotionally distant. It could be that he cuts himself off from all emotions, or he just bottles them down so he doesn't have to feel them. However, the consequence usually is that there comes a point where it just explodes because there's so much that you can hold back. Just think of the ocean. Eventually there's gonna come a wave that's gonna crash down. So it's all about finding those constant flow with our emotions, those ebb and flow. I really want you to think about it as an ocean. There's just gonna come wave, and sometimes it's gonna be more intense than other times. But it's about allowing them and not getting carried away. So just think about how Poseidon shows up in your life. How do you feel about emotions? Is it something that carries you away quickly, or is it something that you're having a hard time tapping into? Is it something that you're actually even avoiding? And what could be a way for you to tap into that archetype in a healthy and balanced way? How can you feel your emotions? One of the best remedies that I have found when it comes to the power of Poseidon is just allow those things to wash over you. So if you're someone who tends to be overwhelmed by emotions and thrown left and right, it's about kind of letting go and allowing those waves of emotion to just wash over you. If it's the other side where you feel like I'm having such a hard time to tap into those emotions, it's about allowing yourself, like, first of all, it's about observing when, because there comes this moment where you consciously deciding on avoiding that emotion, or it could be in a confrontation and you're like shutting down and just walking away. So it could be, it's not about letting it all out and screaming at the other person, but it's about acknowledging, even if it's just for yourself, that you're having those emotions. So a great way could also be to just start something like journaling and be like, today happened this and it made me feel like this. And without getting attached to the emotion, you just acknowledge that you felt upset about it. So the key is really to learn to embrace the emotions without the attachments. So let me know how Poseidon shows up in your life. I would love to know. Otherwise, this is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.